What's up everybody, blessed be. My name is Manon and you are watching Witch in the Working, where we will be discussing all things witchy in and around, throughout and about, above, below, and beyond. Please visit me on my other platforms as well, including Facebook, Instagram, and Patreon, all linked down in the description below. The full script of this video and most of the others is available on my Patreon account for download if desired to build your own Witch in the Working Book of Shadows. Do you need help with a spell or fancy a tarot reading? Shoot on over to my store, Bewitching and Bizarre, linked down in the description below for your personalized working and or reading. In the world of the occult, there are countless paths and traditions that practitioners can explore, each with its own unique practices and philosophies. From the nature-based rituals of Wicca to the mystical workings of Thelema, modern magic offers a wide range of approaches for spiritual growth and transformation. With so many systems out there, it's fascinating to see how some have shaped the foundation for many of today's practices. One such influential system is the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn, a magical order that has left a lasting mark on contemporary occultism. Let's dive into this rich tradition and explore how it continues to influence modern magic today. Roll intro. Welcome back everyone. When people talk about ceremonial magic today, one name that frequently comes up is the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn. So what exactly was this group and why is it still so important? Let's break it down in a way that feels approachable, whether you're new to magic or simply curious about its origins. The Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn was a secret society that emerged in the late 19th century in England. It was founded by three men, William Wynne Westcott, Samuel Liddell MacGregor Mathers, and William Robert Woodman, who were deeply interested in the mystical arts. They drew inspiration from a mix of ancient and medieval traditions like Egyptian mysticism, Kabbalah, tarot, astrology, and Hermeticism, which we'll explain in a moment. Think of the Golden Dawn as an eclectic club for those who wanted to explore the deeper mysteries of the universe. But it wasn't just a hangout for occult enthusiasts. It was an initiatory system, meaning members moved through different levels or grades, each one teaching new and more profound magical practices. It was structured almost like a school of magic, just without the floating candles and talking hats. The word Hermetic in the Golden Dawn's name comes from Hermeticism, a philosophical and spiritual system based on the writings attributed to Hermes Trismegistus. This ancient figure, who was said to be a combination of the Greek god Hermes and the Egyptian god Thoth, was believed to have secret knowledge about the workings of the universe. Hermeticism is all about understanding the connection between the divine, the universe, and the human being. One of its central ideas is as above, so below. We've all heard that before, I'm sure, many times, meaning that what happens on a cosmic level is reflected within us and vice versa. The Golden Dawn took this Hermetic wisdom and combined it with a variety of other mystical traditions to create a system of ceremonial magic that was both complex and deeply spiritual. The Golden Dawn started in 1888 in London, England. It wasn't your typical organization. This was a secret society formed by three men who were deeply into the mystical arts. These founders were fascinated by occultism, which is basically the study of hidden knowledge and ancient wisdom that most people don't have access to. But what really kicked off the Golden Dawn was a mysterious set of documents called the cipher manuscripts. These were written in code and supposedly contained secret rituals and teachings from a German occult lodge. Westcott, one of the founders, claimed to have decoded the manuscripts and used them as the foundation to create the Golden Dawn. Whether these manuscripts were real or part of a clever story remains a mystery, but they gave the group a magical blueprint to follow. Unlike some secret societies that are just about secret handshakes and wearing robes, the Golden Dawn had a clear structure, much like a school for magicians. Members had to go through different levels or grades, and each grade taught them new and more advanced magical practices. It was like leveling up in a video game, but instead of gaining new weapons, you learned more powerful spells and rituals. So what exactly did the Golden Dawn teach? A lot, actually. The group's teachings were a mix of different mystical traditions, including Hermeticism, a philosophy based on the writings of Hermes Trismegistus, who was said to have secret knowledge about the workings of the universe, the Kabbalah, a form of Jewish mysticism that explores the relationship between humans and the divine, often using the tree of life as a symbolic map of the universe. The Tarot, the Golden Dawn saw the Tarot not just as a tool for fortune telling, but as a system for understanding deeper truths about the self and the universe. And astrology, the stars and planets, played a big role in Golden Dawn's rituals, with members learning how to tap into celestial energies to influence their lives. The Golden Dawn also focused heavily on ceremonial magic, which involved using specific rituals, tools like wands and pentagrams, and invocations to connect with higher spiritual forces. The goal wasn't to just cast spells or change your external circumstances, but to evolve spiritually, to align yourself with the divine. In its early days, the Golden Dawn grew quickly. People from all walks of life, doctors, lawyers, artists, joined the order, eager to learn the secrets of magic. One of the most famous members was Aleister Crowley, who would later become a huge name in the world of occultism. He joined the Golden Dawn in 1898 and brought his unique personality and controversies to the group. But as the Golden Dawn gained popularity, internal conflicts began to brew. By the early 1900s, disagreements over leadership and how the order should be run led to a major split. Samuel Liddell McGregor Mathers, one of the original founders, was at the center of the drama. He wanted more control over the group, but others like Crowley had different ideas about how things should go. Eventually, the Golden Dawn fractured into different factions. Some members went off to create their own versions of the order, while others left the group entirely. By 1903, the original Golden Dawn had essentially dissolved, though its teachings lived on. Even though the Golden Dawn as an organization didn't last long, its influence on modern magic is still huge. It laid the foundation for many of the ceremonial magical practices we see today. For example, the lesser banishing ritual of the pentagram, the LBRP, which the Golden Dawn popularized, is still a widely used ritual for cleansing and protecting a space. The Golden Dawn also had a big impact on modern occult traditions like Thelema, founded by Aleister Crowley, and even on Wicca, which borrowed many elements from its rituals and structure. The group's focus on personal transformation, spiritual growth, and tapping into the divine energies has become a cornerstone of many magical practices today. The Golden Dawn may have started over a century ago, but its ideas are still very much alive. If you are practicing ceremonial magic, working with tarot, or calling on the elements in your rituals, you're benefiting from the groundwork of the Golden Dawn that the Golden Dawn laid. They took ancient mystical traditions and brought them together in a way that made magic accessible to those seeking deeper knowledge of the universe. More than that, the Golden Dawn showed us that magic isn't just about changing the world around you. It's about changing yourself. It's about tapping into a higher power, understanding your place in the universe, and becoming the best version of yourself. And that's a message that still resonates with magical practitioners today. Hermeticism might sound like a complicated or mysterious term, but at its core, it's about understanding the universe and our place in it. It's an ancient spiritual philosophy that combines teachings from various mystical traditions. To really get what Hermeticism is all about, we need to explore its origins, its connection to ancient Egyptian, Greek, and Gnostic traditions, and one of its most famous ideas, as above, so below. Hermeticism is a spiritual philosophy based on the writings attributed to a mystical figure named Hermes Trismegistus. This name means thrice great Hermes because it combines the wisdom of three different traditions: the Greek god Hermes, the Egyptian god Thoth, and other mystical knowledge. Hermes Trismegistus is said to be the ultimate wise teacher who knew the secret of the universe, how the divine and the human are connected, and how understanding this connection can lead to spiritual enlightenment. The teachings of Hermeticism were passed down in a collection of texts called the Hermetic Corpus, which includes writings on philosophy, astrology, alchemy, and magic. These writings aren't just for scholars. They contain practical wisdom for anyone seeking to understand life on a deeper level. Hermeticism didn't just spring up out of the nowhere. It was deeply influenced by spiritual traditions of ancient Egypt, Greece, and later Gnosticism. The roots of Hermeticism can be traced back to ancient Egypt, where the god Thoth was worshipped as the god of wisdom, writing, and knowledge. Thoth was believed to have brought writing, mathematics, and magic to the world, and he was associated with the moon, time, and the recording of divine knowledge. In Hermeticism, Hermes Trismegistus is seen as a human representation of Thoth, carrying on this sacred knowledge about the universe and how it works. In ancient Greece, Hermes was the messenger god, associated with communication, travel, and the crossing of boundaries, whether physical or spiritual. Hermes was also connected to alchemy and the transformation of the soul. The Greeks combined Hermes' attributes with those of Thoth to create Hermes Trismegistus, making him the ultimate figure of divine wisdom and the mysteries of life. Gnosticism was a spiritual movement that believed in a deep hidden knowledge, or gnosis, that could lead to enlightenment. Gnostics taught that the physical world was an imperfect reflection of the divine realm, and that humans could find salvation by seeking higher spiritual truths. Hermeticism shares this idea, emphasizing the importance of understanding the spiritual world and its connection to the material one. Gnostic themes of inner transformation and connecting with the divine light are central to Hermetic teachings. In short, Hermeticism is a melting pot of the wisdom from these ancient traditions, combining Egyptian mysticism, Greek philosophy, and Gnostic spirituality into a single powerful system of thought. One of the most famous and important teachings in Hermeticism is the phrase, as above, so below. If you spent any time in the world of the occult, you've definitely heard this term. As above refers to the higher spiritual realms, the world of the divine, the cosmos, and the universal forces that govern everything. So below refers to the lower physical realms, the world where we live in our daily lives, and everything in the material world. The idea is that whatever happens on a cosmic, spiritual level is reflected in the physical world, and vice versa. Everything is connected. The divine influences the physical, and the physical can influence the divine. This axiom is about the relationship between the macrocosm, the universe, and the microcosm, the individual. It suggests that by understanding ourselves and the world around us, we can understand the universe, and by understanding the universe, we can understand ourselves. For example, think about the cycles of nature. The changing of the seasons reflects greater cosmic patterns. Just as nature goes through cycles of birth, growth, death, and rebirth, so do we as individuals experience similar phases in life. This is Hermetic wisdom in action. What happens above in the heavens and all around us also happens below in our everyday lives. Another way to think of it is like a mirror. The physical world is a reflection of the spiritual world, and the two are deeply intertwined. This is why Hermetic practices like astrology, alchemy, and magic are seen as tools for transformation. They're not just about manipulating physical matter. They're about understanding and harmonizing with the divine forces that shape reality. If you've ever heard about magical orders like the Golden Dawn, you might be familiar with the idea of initiatory grades. But what exactly does that mean? In the world of ceremonial magic, advancement through initiatory grades is a process of learning, growth, and personal transformation. It's not just about climbing a mystical ladder, it's about becoming a better version of yourself by unlocking new levels of understanding and spiritual power. In ceremonial magic, initiatory grades are levels that practitioners go through as part of their spiritual development. Think of them as stepping stones, each one building on the knowledge and experiences gained from the previous one. These grades aren't just titles, they represent a journey of personal evolution and deepening your connection with the divine. When you join a magical order, like the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn, you typically start as a neophyte, which is a beginner. As you progress through the grades, you learn more advanced rituals, magical techniques, and spiritual teachings. By the time you reach the level of adept, you've undergone a significant transformation, not just in your magical practice, but in your understanding of yourself and the universe. The process of moving from one grade to the next is known as advancement, and each grade comes with its own set of rituals and lessons. Neophyte, the beginning of the journey. The neophyte initiation marks your entry into the magical order. The ritual symbolizes your commitment to the spiritual growth and your willingness to step onto the path of magic. As a neophyte, your focus is on the basics, learning the structure of the order, understanding the key symbols, and getting familiar with foundational practices like meditation and the lesser banishing ritual of the pentagram, the LBRP. At this stage, it's all about opening your mind to new possibilities and getting grounded in the magical world. You're a beginner, eager to learn. The second stage would be Zelator, grounding and stability. The Zelator initiation brings you into the element of earth. It's all about grounding and building a stable foundation for your magical practice. At this grade, you'll work with the element of earth, which represents stability, strength, and material reality. You'll learn to harness earth's energy for grounding and practical magic. The key transformation here is learning how to be present and steady. This grade teaches you to stay grounded, both in your spiritual practice and in your everyday life. Stage 3 is Theoricus, expanding the mind. The Theoricus initiation brings you into the element of air, which is associated with the mind, communication, and intellect. This grade is all about expanding your mental abilities and working with ideas, learning, and understanding the connections between different aspects of the universe. You'll also dive deeper into the symbolism of the Kabbalistic tree of life. As a Theoricus, you learn to see beyond the material world and expand your consciousness. You're developing your intellectual and intuitive abilities, preparing to understand more complex magic. Number 4 is Practicus, mastering emotions and transformation. The Practicus initiation brings you into the element of water, representing emotions, intuition, and transformation. This grade is about working with your emotional self, learning to navigate the world of feelings and intuition. Water is a powerful element for transformation, and as a Practicus, you'll work on personal growth and emotional mastery. This is where you start to transform on a deeper level, learning to channel your emotions into your magic and your spiritual path. You're no longer just learning about magic, you're beginning to live it. 5 is Philosophus, fire and willpower. The Philosophus initiation is associated with the element of fire, representing passion, action, and willpower. This grade is all about developing your will, your ability to take action and make things happen. Fire is a force of creation and destruction, and as a Philosophus, you'll learn to harness this energy to manifest your desires and fuel your spiritual journey. By the end of this grade, you've developed a strong sense of willpower and purpose. You're more confident in your magical abilities and ready to take your practice to the next level. Number 6 is Adeptus Minor, the path of mastery. The Adeptus Minor initiation marks a major turning point in your journey. It's a deeply transformative ritual that symbolizes your mastery over the elements and your connection to the divine. As an Adeptus Minor, you're no longer just a student of magic, you're becoming a master. This grade focuses on integrating all the knowledge and skills you've gained so far and learning advanced techniques, including invoking divine energies and working with spiritual forces on a higher level. This is the culmination of your journey so far. As an adept, you've undergone profound personal transformation. You've learned to balance the elements within yourself, control your emotions, focus your will, and connect with the higher spiritual realms. Each initiatory grade in ceremonial magic isn't just about learning new rituals or memorizing mystical texts. It's about personal transformation. The rituals and teachings associated with each grade are designed to change you from the inside out. They challenge you to confront your weaknesses, develop your strengths, and grow as both a spiritual being and a person. For example, in the Zealotry grade, you learn to ground yourself in the earth, which helps you feel more secure and stable in your everyday life. As a Theoricus, you expand your intellectual understanding of the universe, which opens your mind to new possibilities and deepens your wisdom. In the Philosophus grade, you work with fire and learn to control your willpower, helping you take decisive action in your life and manifest your goals. Each grade builds on the last, creating a process of continual growth and self-improvement. By the time you reach the adept level, you've undergone a complete transformation, not just as a practitioner of magic, but as a person. The initiatory process is more than just a series of steps, it's a journey that changes you. By advancing through the grades, you don't just gain new knowledge, you evolve. You learn how to connect with the divine, control your inner forces, and understand your place in the universe. It's not about getting to the highest grade as quickly as possible. It's about what you learn and how you change along the way. In other words, it's about the journey, not the destination. Each grade offers unique lessons that shape who you are and prepare you for the next stage of your spiritual path. So while the journey from neophyte to adept might take time and effort, it's the transformation you experience through that journey that makes it all worthwhile. In the end, advancing through the initiatory grades is a path of personal and spiritual empowerment, teaching you not only how to perform magic, but how to master yourself and align with the forces of the universe. In the world of ceremonial magic, particularly within the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn, temples and lodges play a crucial role. They're not just places to gather, they're sacred spaces where powerful rituals are performed, personal transformations take place, and spiritual teachings are passed down. Imagine walking into a Golden Dawn temple. This isn't your typical religious temple. It's designed specifically for magical work. Every part of it, from the layout to the symbols on the walls, is meant to create an environment that enhances the connection between the physical world and the spiritual realms. The temple acts as a bridge between the two, where magicians can access higher energies and bring those forces into their rituals. Temples in the Golden Dawn practice are sacred spaces set apart from everyday life. They're places where members of the order come together to learn, practice and perform rituals. In these temples, the focus is on creating an atmosphere that promotes spiritual growth, alignment with divine energies, and personal transformation. The rituals performed here are powerful ceremonies that help members advance through different initiatory grades, invoke spiritual forces, and work with the elements, planets, and other mystical energies. But a Golden Dawn temple isn't just a random space where people gather to practice magic. It's carefully designed with specific symbols, tools, and furniture that all play a role in the rituals performed there. For instance, the 4 cardinal directions, north, south, east, and west, are represented, each corresponding to a different element: earth, fire, air, and water, creating a balanced and harmonious environment for magical work. When a ritual takes place in a Golden Dawn temple, it's not a free-for-all. There's a well-organized structure, and everyone involved has a specific role to play. These roles are filled by officers who act as guides and facilitators for the rituals. Think of them as the crew of a ship, each with their own job, but all working together to make sure the ritual is successful. The leader and guide, the Hierophant, is the main officer in charge of the ritual. Their role is to guide the other participants through the ceremony and ensure everything runs smoothly. The word Hierophant means revealer of sacred things, which is exactly what they do. They help reveal deeper spiritual truths to the participants. In many rituals, the Hierophant stands in the east, the direction of the rising sun, symbolizing enlightenment and new beginnings, and leads the initiation or ceremony, offering wisdom and helping members connect with divine energies. The Hegemon is the officer responsible for balance, representing harmony between opposing forces like light and dark or positive and negative. The Hegemon often stands in the west, representing the setting sun, which is associated with reflection and the unconscious mind. During rituals, the Hegemon helps to maintain a balance between the different energies being worked with, ensuring that the ritual remains stable and focused. They are also a guide for the initiate, helping them navigate their spiritual journey. The Carex is like the messenger or coordinator of the ritual. They're responsible for announcing important moments in the ceremony and helping to ensure that everyone knows what's happening. The Carex often stands in the east with the Hierophant and carries a wand or staff, symbolizing their authority in directing the flow of energy during the ritual. They might light candles, carry symbols, or prepare the space, ensuring that everything is in place for the magic to unfold. The Sentinel has a protective role, ensuring that the temple remains secure and free from unwanted influences during rituals. They usually stand outside the entrance to the temple, guarding the sacred space. The Sentinel's job is to make sure that the environment remains safe, allowing the participants to focus on their spiritual work without interruptions or distractions. In addition to these key roles, there are other officers who might take part in rituals, each contributing to the ceremony in their own way. These officers might be responsible for calling upon the elements, earth, air, fire, and water, invoking planetary energies, or assisting in guiding the initiate through their spiritual journey. Each of these roles is essential to the ritual's success. The officers aren't just going through the motions, they're acting as conduits for divine energies, ensuring that the ritual has the right balance of power and purpose. You might be wondering, why does everything need to be so organized? Can't people just do their own thing? In ceremonial magic, structure and order are key to making rituals effective. The roles of the officers and the design of the temple itself are all part of a larger system that ensures balance and focus. In a way, it's like conducting a symphony. Each instrument, or in this case, each officer, has to play their part at the right time in the right way to create a beautiful, harmonious result. Without this structure, the ritual could lose its power, and the energy being worked with could become chaotic or unfocused. The structure of the temple and the roles of the officers also help guide initiates through their spiritual journey. The officers act as mentors, helping the initiate understand the deeper meaning of the rituals and guiding them through the process of personal transformation. This is especially important in the Golden Dawn system of initiatory grades, where each grade represents a new level of spiritual growth and understanding. In the Golden Dawn tradition, temples and lodges are more than just meeting places. They're sacred spaces where profound spiritual work takes place. Every detail, from the layout of the temple to the roles of the officers, is carefully designed to create an environment that promotes spiritual growth, balance, and connection with the divine forces. The officers, with their specific roles and responsibilities, help to ensure that rituals are effective, balanced, and meaningful. Through their guidance, participants are able to navigate the spiritual journey, moving through the different initiatory grades and experiencing deep personal transformation. Ultimately, the temple is a space where the physical and spiritual worlds meet, and where individuals can tap into the cosmic forces that shape their lives. The Lesser Banishing Ritual of the Pentagram, LBRP, is one of the most important and foundational rituals. Whether you're brand new to magic or a seasoned practitioner, the LBRP is a powerful tool that helps you create a sacred space, clear away negative energies, and connect with higher spiritual forces. The LBRP is a cleansing and protective ritual. Its primary purpose is to clear your space of any unwanted or negative energies and create a safe, sacred environment for you to work in. Whether you're about to perform a larger ritual, meditate, or simply want to get rid of bad vibes in your home, the LBRP is your go-to tool. One of the coolest things about the LBRP is that it not only clears your space, but it also connects you to the divine and strengthens your personal energy field. It's like a spiritual reset button, centering you, grounding you, and making sure that any energy you're working with is pure and focused. The LBRP is kind of like a spiritual shower. Just like you wouldn't start your day without cleaning your body, you don't want to jump into magical work without clearing your energy. This next clip is one of my students performing a more pagan version of the LBRP in our temple room back in Florida.
Take on all ye vengeful spirits! Before me. King of Air behind me. Queen of Water on my right hand. King of Fire on my left hand. King of Earth. For about me flames the pentagram, and in the collar shines the seven-way star. Take on all ye baneful spirits!
The lesser banishing ritual of the pentagram is more than just a ritual. It's a way to cleanse, protect, and align yourself with higher spiritual forces. Performing the LBRP regularly is like maintaining your spiritual hygiene. It centers you, empowers you, and connects you with divine energies, all while creating a protective bubble around your space. So whenever you feel the need to clear your energy or prepare for a ritual, the LBRP is the perfect place to start. Having the right tools can make all the difference. Think of these tools as extensions of your will and energy, helping you focus your intentions and connect with the spiritual forces you're working with. But these tools aren't just for show. They each have a purpose and play a specific role in ceremonial rituals. While there are many tools you can use in ceremonial magic, 5 key ones are common in most traditions: the wand, chalice, pentacle, dagger, and robes. Each one corresponds to a different element and has a specific role to play during rituals. The wand is one of the most iconic tools in magic. Far from being just a fancy stick, the wand is a tool that channels and directs energy. When you use a wand in a ritual, you're essentially pointing your willpower towards a specific outcome. Whether you're drawing symbols in the air or invoking spiritual forces, the wand helps focus and magnify your intent. In many traditions, the wand is associated with the element of fire, symbolizing passion, creation, and transformation. But in some systems, like in the Golden Dawn, the wand is linked to air, representing intellect and communication. Either way, the wand is a powerful tool for directing your energy and setting things in motion. The chalice represents the element of water, which is linked to emotions, intuition, and the subconscious mind. During rituals, the chalice is often used to hold water or wine, symbolizing the flow of emotions and spiritual nourishment. The chalice is a deeply symbolic tool, representing the receptive, nurturing aspect of the self. It's often used in rituals involving healing, love, and intuition. Anything that requires emotional connection and inner reflection. In many ceremonies, the chalice is paired with the wand or dagger, symbolizing the balance between giving and receiving, action and reflection, male and female. The pentacle is a flat disc, often inscribed with a pentagram, a 5-pointed star, and it represents the element of earth. Earth is all about stability, grounding, and physical manifestation, so the pentacle is often used to anchor and protect energy during rituals. In ceremonial magic, the pentacle is placed on the altar and serves as a focal point for bringing spiritual energies into the material world. It's also used for protection, acting as a shield against unwanted or harmful forces. When you place an object or symbol on the pentacle, you are asking the energies of earth to help manifest your intentions in the physical realm. The dagger, also known as the athame in some traditions, is a tool of air or fire, depending on the system you follow. It's used to cut through illusions, clear obstacles, and focus your willpower. Unlike a physical knife, the dagger in ceremonial magic isn't used for cutting material things. It's used to direct energy with precision and clarity. During rituals, the dagger is often used to cast or close circles, banish negative energies, or draw symbols in the air. Its sharp blade represents the cutting power of the mind and the ability to clear away anything that stands in the way of your spiritual growth. While not a tool in the same way as a wand or chalice, robes play an important role in ceremonial magic. When you put on ceremonial robes, you're stepping into a sacred identity, setting yourself apart from the everyday world. The robes help you get into the right mindset for ritual work, signaling to your subconscious that it's time to connect with higher forces. Many robes are color-coded to correspond with different energies or elements. For example, white might be used for purity and protection, black for grounding or banishing, and red for invoking the element of fire or Mars energy. Wearing robes helps create a boundary between the mundane and the magical, allowing you to focus fully on the ritual. Ceremonial tools like the wand, chalice, pentacle, dagger, and robes are more than just accessories. They're powerful allies in your magical practice. Each tool has its own energy and purpose, whether it's channeling fire with a wand, holding the waters of emotion in a chalice, or grounding your ritual with a pentacle. Among the many forms of ceremonial magic, Enochian magic stands out as one of the most mysterious and fascinating systems. It's a powerful method that claims to connect with the very forces of creation through a special language, the Enochian language, believed to be the language of angels. But where did this system come from, and how did it end up in the hands of the Golden Dawn? And how can you use it in your own practice? The story of Enochian magic starts in the late 16th century with two fascinating figures, Dr. John Dee and Edward Kelly. John Dee was a brilliant scholar, mathematician, and advisor to Queen Elizabeth I. He had a deep interest in science, philosophy, and alchemy, but like many learned men of his time, he was also obsessed with the idea of contacting angels and unlocking the secrets of the universe. Enter Edward Kelly, a somewhat mysterious figure who worked with Dee as his scryer, someone who gazes into crystal balls or other reflective surfaces to communicate with spiritual beings. Together, they spent years trying to contact angels and receive divine wisdom. What they discovered became the foundation of Enochian magic. One of the key things Dee and Kelly claimed to receive from their angelic conversations was a completely new language, the Enochian language. This language was supposedly revealed to them by angels and was said to be the original language of God, spoken by angels and humans before the fall of the Tower of Babel. They recorded this language in their journals, writing down the alphabet, vocabulary, and even grammatical rules. The name Enochian comes from the biblical figure Enoch, who was believed to have been taken up to heaven without dying and had direct communication with angels. Dee and Kelly thought that by using this divine language, they could unlock powerful secrets about the universe, creation, and the divine plan. Fast forward a few centuries, and the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn picked up where Dee and Kelly left off. The Golden Dawn was always on the lookout for powerful systems of magic, and Enochian magic fit right into their framework of ceremonial rituals and spiritual development. The Golden Dawn took the Enochian system and adapted it into their own practices. They recognized the Enochian language as a potent tool for invoking angelic beings and manipulating the forces of the cosmos. While Dee and Kelly's original work was somewhat scattered and complex, the Golden Dawn streamlined it, incorporating it into their broader system of ritual magic. One of the key parts of Enochian magic in the Golden Dawn is the concept of the 4 watchtowers. The watchtowers represent the 4 cardinal directions, north, south, east, and west, and are linked to the 4 classical elements, earth, air, fire, and water. The watchtowers are considered to be guarded by powerful angelic beings, and by calling upon them, practitioners can gain control over elemental forces and tap into the energies of the universe. These watchtowers play a significant role in rituals involving protection, healing, and spiritual growth. The Golden Dawn often used them in conjunction with other ceremonial tools like pentagrams to strengthen their connection with the angelic realms. Now, you might be wondering how you can actually use Enochian magic in a practical way. It's one thing to learn about the history and theory, but how does it work in everyday magical practice? One of the most important aspects of Enochian magic is the Enochian calls, also known as the keys. These are powerful spoken invocations written in the Enochian language, and they are used to call upon specific angelic forces. There are 48 known Enochian calls, each one corresponding to different types of spiritual or elemental energies. When performing a ritual using the Enochian calls, practitioners recite the words of the call while visualizing the angelic forces they wish to invoke. The idea is that by speaking the angelic language, you are aligning yourself with divine forces and opening a direct channel to the angels. This can be used for various purposes, gaining wisdom, protection, healing, or spiritual transformation. For example, if you wanted to call upon the angels of the Watchtower of the East, which corresponds to the element of air, you would use the appropriate Enochian call and focus on invoking energies related to intellect, communication, and inspiration. Enochian magic is also full of powerful symbols that represent different angelic forces and cosmic energies. One of the most famous symbols is the Sigillum Dei Ameth, a complex magical diagram that was revealed to Dee and Kelly by angels. This symbol is said to represent the structure of the universe and the divine hierarchy of angels. In rituals, Enochian symbols are used to focus and direct energy. For example, you might draw or visualize a specific Enochian symbol on your altar, in the air, or in your mind's eye to invoke a particular angel or cosmic force. These symbols act as keys, unlocking different layers of reality and allowing you to tap into the divine energies they represent. Enochian magic is a unique and powerful system that offers a way to connect with angelic forces and tap into the deeper mysteries of the universe. So, throughout your occult practice, you may hear about something called the Great Work. While it might sound grand and mysterious, it's actually a concept that speaks to something deeply meaningful, the journey to becoming the best version of yourself while connecting to the divine and the universe. The Great Work isn't just about casting spells or practicing rituals. It's about inner transformation, spiritual growth, and aligning with a higher purpose. At its heart, the Great Work is about achieving spiritual enlightenment and personal evolution. It's a journey towards self-discovery inner balance and union with the divine. In the context of ceremonial magic, particularly in traditions like the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn, the great work is seen as the ultimate goal of a magician's life, a process of refining your soul and mind to reach a higher state of being. But here's the thing. The great work isn't something that you finish in a weekend, and it's definitely not about becoming perfect. It's a lifelong process of learning, growth, and self-mastery. Imagine it's like crafting a masterpiece over time. You chip away at what no longer serves you, uncovering your true potential and purpose. The purpose of the great work is twofold. It's both personal and cosmic. On a personal level, it's about improving yourself, becoming more self-aware, compassionate, wise, and aligned with your higher self. On a cosmic level, it's about contributing to the harmony of the universe. By transforming yourself, you're also helping to create a better, more balanced world. The great work starts with personal transformation. It's about refining your inner world, your thoughts, emotions, and actions. This means overcoming your inner obstacles such as fear, ignorance, and ego, and learning to embody qualities like love, wisdom, and strength. Think of it as a process of self-mastery where you gradually learn to balance your mind, heart, and spirit. For example, you might work on developing greater self-discipline, learning to control your temper, or cultivating more empathy for others. Each step you take toward becoming a better version of yourself is part of the great work. At the same time, the great work is about deepening your connection to the divine. Whether you see that as God, the universe, the source, or your higher self. As you progress in your spiritual journey, you begin to see yourself not just as an individual, but as part of a greater whole. You realize that your actions, thoughts, and energy affect not only your life, but the entire universe and everything around you. This is where magic and spirituality come into play. Through practices like meditation, ritual, and contemplation, you align yourself with divine energies and tap into the wisdom of the cosmos. The more you connect with these higher forces, the more you bring that divine wisdom into your everyday life, guiding your decisions and helping you live in harmony with the world. The final purpose of the great work is to contribute to the harmony of the universe. As you work on yourself in line with the divine, you're not just improving your own life, you're also helping to uplift the energy of the world. By becoming more balanced, compassionate, and wise, you spread those qualities into your relationships, your community, and even the larger universe. In this way, the great work isn't just as personal quest. It's about making the world a better place, one step at a time. It's the idea that by transforming yourself, you contribute to the transformation of everything around you. In the larger scheme of things, your growth benefits the collective, creating a ripple effect that helps bring more balance, peace, and love into the world. The journey of the great work is often described in stages, and it can be linked to the process of alchemy, which is a symbolic way of talking about spiritual transformation. In alchemy, there are three main stages that represent the phases of personal and spiritual growth. The first stage is called nigredo, or blackening. It's all about dissolving the old, false parts of yourself, the beliefs, fears, and limitations that are holding you back. This phase can be difficult because it involves facing your shadows and letting go of the things that no longer serve you. It's like taking a hard look at yourself and saying, what do I need to let go of? What's keeping me stuck? It's a process of breaking down the ego and old patterns so you can move forward with clarity and purpose. Next comes albedo, or whitening. This stage is all about purification, cleansing your inner self and reconnecting with your true essence. After the difficult process of breaking down the old, you begin to build yourself back up, focusing on purity, light, and spiritual clarity. During this phase, you might focus on practices like meditation, prayer, or journaling to gain insight and clarity about who you really are. It's a time of self-reflection and healing where you work to align your thoughts, emotions, and actions with your higher purpose. The final stage is rubedo, or reddening. This is the completion of the great work, where everything comes together and you've fully integrated your true self with the divine. It's a state of balance where you're no longer ruled by fear or ego, but by love, wisdom, and inner peace. In this stage, you're not only transformed within, but you also bring that transformation into the world around you. You live in harmony with the universe, and your actions reflect your spiritual growth. Rubedo is the fulfillment of the journey where you've united your personal and spiritual selves. The concept of the great work might sound lofty, but it's really just about living a meaningful, purpose-driven life. It matters because it gives you a framework for personal growth that's not just about material success or external achievements. Instead, it focuses on becoming the best version of yourself, connecting with something greater and contributing to the well-being of the world. The great work is about living with intention, taking conscious steps towards self-improvement and spiritual connection. It reminds you that your personal growth isn't just for you, it's for the betterment of everything around you. And while the journey may be long and challenging, it's also incredibly rewarding. In essence, the great work is about transforming yourself from the inside out. It's a journey of self-discovery, spiritual growth, and aligning with the divine. Whether you're overcoming personal challenges, seeking greater wisdom, or working to make the world a better place, the great work guides you on a path toward enlightenment and fulfillment. And remember, the great work is not something that happens overnight. It's a lifelong process. Each step you take, no matter how small, brings you closer to becoming the person you're meant to be, while also contributing to the harmony of the universe. So wherever you are on your spiritual path, keep working toward the higher purpose, and trust that every effort you make is a part of something greater. The Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn is one of the most influential forces in the world of modern magic. Even though the original group only lasted a few decades, its teachings have rippled through time, shaping many of the magical traditions and spiritual practices we see today. Whether you're into Wicca, Thelema, or just curious about the occult, chances are that some aspect of what you practice or study can be traced back to the Golden Dawn. One of the things that made the Golden Dawn unique was its focus on both theory and practice. Members learned about ancient wisdom, but they also practiced rituals designed to help them connect with divine forces, transform themselves, and master the elements of nature. This combination of deep knowledge and hands-on experience made the Golden Dawn a powerful influence on its members and ultimately the broader world of magic. Even though the original Golden Dawn Order eventually fell apart due to internal conflicts, its teachings didn't disappear. In fact, they spread far and wide, influencing many of the most popular magical systems we know today. Two of the biggest traditions that were shaped by the Golden Dawn are Thelema and Wicca. Thelema, founded by Aleister Crowley, is one of the most well-known magical traditions that was influenced by the Golden Dawn. Crowley was a member of the Golden Dawn in the late 19th century, and while he eventually parted ways with the order, he took many of its teachings with him. Crowley used the knowledge he had gained from the Golden Dawn to develop his own system of magic, which became Thelema. The Golden Dawn's emphasis on ritual magic, the Kabbalistic tree of life, and ceremonial tools can all be seen in Thelema. In particular, Crowley adapted and expanded upon the Golden Dawn's methods of invoking divine forces and exploring the higher realms of existence. Thelema's famous motto, "Do what thou wilt shall be the whole of the law," reflects Crowley's interpretation of spiritual freedom, but the underlying structure of Thelema's rituals and teachings owes a lot to the Golden Dawn. Wicca, founded by Gerald Gardner in the mid-20th century, is another modern tradition heavily influenced by the Golden Dawn. While Wicca is often associated with nature worship and the celebration of seasonal cycles, much of its ritual structure and ceremonial tools come directly from the Golden Dawn. For example, Wiccan rituals often involve calling upon the four elements, earth, air, fire, and water, and casting a protective circle, both practices that were central to Golden Dawn ceremonies. The use of the wand, a thami, ritual dagger, chalice, and the pentacle in Wiccan rituals also mirrors the ceremonial tools used in the Golden Dawn. Additionally, the degrees of initiation in Wicca, where practitioners move through different levels of spiritual understanding, are similar to the initiatory structure of the Golden Dawn, where members advance through different grades as they master their teachings. While Wicca has its own unique focus and flavor, the influence of the Golden Dawn's ceremonial magic is undeniable. Even though the Golden Dawn was founded more than a century ago, its teachings remain highly relevant in the world of contemporary occultism. One of the Golden Dawn's most important contributions was this creation of a structured system for studying and practicing magic. Before the Golden Dawn, many magical traditions were scattered and often passed down in secret or incomplete forms. The Golden Dawn organized this knowledge into a cohesive system, making it accessible to those who were serious about spiritual development. Today, many magical orders and traditions continue to use the step-by-step approach, pioneered by the Golden Dawn, where practitioners advance through different levels of learning. Whether you're practicing ceremonial magic, studying the Kabbalah, or exploring tarot, you're likely benefiting from the structured, systematic approach that the Golden Dawn helped establish. Golden Dawn placed a strong emphasis on the power of ritual and symbolism in magic. Its members were taught to perform rituals not just as a set of actions, but as a way to connect with the deeper spiritual forces and effect real changes in the world. Rituals like the lesser banishing ritual of the pentagram are still widely practiced today, even outside of Golden Dawn style magic. The use of symbols like the pentagram, hexagram, and Kabbalistic tree of life, which were central to Golden Dawn teachings, continues to be a cornerstone of modern magic. These symbols help practitioners focus their intent, connect with higher forces, and navigate the spiritual landscape. At its core, the Golden Dawn system was about personal transformation. Members weren't just learning rituals for the sake of power. They were using magic as a tool for self-discovery, personal growth, and spiritual enlightenment. This focus on self-improvement through magic remains a central theme in modern occultism. Today, many people turn to magic not just to influence the external world, but to develop a deeper understanding of themselves, their purpose, and their connection to the universe. The Golden Dawn's emphasis on inner transformation through ritual, meditation, and study continues to inspire those seeking to walk a spiritual path. The Golden Dawn was known for blending multiple mystical traditions into one unified system. From Hermeticism and Kabbalah to alchemy and astrology, the Golden Dawn brought together various strands of esoteric knowledge into a cohesive whole. This eclectic approach has carried over into many modern magical practices. In today's occult community, it's common for practitioners to draw from a variety of traditions, mixing elements of ceremonial magic, Wicca, Thelema, and other spiritual systems to create their own personalized path. This freedom to explore and integrate different teachings is part of the Golden Dawn's lasting influence. The Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn may have been a product of the late 19th century, but its influence on modern magic is profound and ongoing. Whether you're practicing Wicca, Thelema, or any other form of ceremonial magic, the chances are that the Golden Dawn's teachings have touched your practice in some way. From the use of symbols and rituals to the structured approach to spiritual growth, the Golden Dawn laid the groundwork for much of what we know as modern occultism. As the magical world continues to evolve, the teachings of the Golden Dawn remain a solid foundation, offering guidance, structure, and a pathway toward both personal and cosmic transformation. Even today, the Golden Dawn's legacy serves as a beacon for those seeking to explore the mysteries of magic and the deeper truths of the universe. The Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn remains one of the most influential and foundational forces in modern magic, offering a structured, multi-tradition approach to spiritual development and ritual practice. Though the original order dissolved over a century ago, its teachings on ceremonial magic, personal transformation, and the integration of mystical traditions like Kabbalah, astrology, and tarot continue to shape many contemporary esoteric paths, including Wicca and Thelema. The Golden Dawn's legacy endures in its ability to inspire spiritual seekers to explore both the inner self and the greater universe, making it a lasting beacon in the world of occultism. Well, that's going to wrap up this episode of Witch in the Working. Do you practice the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn? Do you know anyone who does? Let us all know down in the comments below. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up, and please subscribe if you haven't already. And don't forget to ring that little bell to be reminded of wonderful and exciting future episodes to come. I love you guys and gals. Blessed be.